this is Trumpetman with 40 Card College. We've been doing some arena opens, and so got pretty close in the last one, and gonna give it another try. Could be a tough one. Hopefully our last two rares we don't see here are really good. If we look at white, we have two airlift chaplains, two vanguards, and a prison sentence, and an airlift cavalry. Nothing I'm seeing as like incredible. Blue, we only have about 6 cards, and none of them look particularly good. You have an Urza's rebuff as being a little bit better in sealed, but yeah, none of these are great. Black, we have Disfigure, Gixian Infiltrator, Go for the Throat, Power Stone Fracture, Thraxodemon, Anointer, Moment of Defiance with those, Scrapwork Rager, 2 Trench Stalkers, Boring Warplow. Okay, so black looks pretty deep. In red, we have double Excavation Explosion. We have Sibling Rivalry, Visions of Phyrexia, Pendragon Strongbow, the Scrapwork Mutt. That's all pretty awesome. Double Unleash Shell as well in red. In green, got a couple Sidonal Stalwarts to splash. An Opportunist. And then, I guess some payoffs, technically. Oh, good. Another Door to Nothingness. Okay. Mind's Eye is a little bit better when you can play it on turn 4. And then just start using it turn after turn. I almost assuredly have to play red. Probably it's just red-black. I mean, those are my two deepest, best colors. Alright, I mean, like, we have a lot of cards here that we can play. How many sacrifice synergies do we have? Not that many. This Mishra also looks pretty bad in this deck. We don't have many artifacts to discard. Sibling Rivalry, we have a Pendragon Strongbow, a Go for the Throat. So it's not great here either. I think Race to the Ground, it's good to just play these in sealed. It answers the bombs that are artifacts. 2 Trench Stalkers with Moment of Defiance is nice. This Gixian Infiltrator Goblin Blastrunner plan looks kind of bad. I still have 3 2-drops that I can play. This card's also a little more vulnerable in sealed, I would say. But then the Sibling Rivalry also not great at that point. Pendragon Strongbow also not actually that good in my deck. I don't actually have many artifacts. But maybe this is not the way to go. I could be maybe green, red, splashing black. I would have a Thran Spider as well. Probably worth playing. Kind of awkward Mind's Eye doesn't work with the Trench Stalkers. This is when they draw, you draw. Kind of just not very good then. Alright, I don't think it's there, but what if we build a mostly mono red deck? The only real payoff we get is we get the Cliff Stomper. But red is my deepest color by quite a bit. So I could play mostly red and just try and attack him. Looks mostly terrible. And actually not the worst. Play like a Soul Guide Lantern. We have we have removal in red. So maybe just splash some of the black. The black is just not that good is the problem. The Trench Stalkers are hard to activate. So we don't need Fall of Krug. That's going a little too deep. Maybe we don't need the Heavyweight Demolisher either. Or maybe the Mishra. Like, I could just splash Go for the Throat and Power Stone Fracture. And play, like, 4 Swamps or something. Well, Soul Guide Lantern is good with Goblin Blast Runner. Like I said, I don't have a ton of ways to sacrifice, so maybe the Blast Runner just not good. But I think the Swift Spear is still decent. The only ways to really actually draw the extra cards in black, I don't have too many. I guess Mishra helps draw extra cards. Visions of Friction helps us be aggressive. Our pool is pretty weak. So when that's the case, I feel like you are supposed to just be aggressive and make it work. I like all these cards that I'm seeing. I guess I don't know about the sibling rivalry. Are we fast enough to make that card good? I'm mostly only playing good cards. The cards that I'm not sure about, Monastery Swiftspear, not a great card. I kind of need one more 2-drop, but I don't know if that I even have. I guess I can get 2-drops if I play black specifically. But I want to play fewer black sources. Maybe this is just fine and steals games. I do have Power Stone Fracture, and I do have Pendragon Strongbow for artifacts. That's already 2 ways, and if I get far enough ahead, it can still just steal the game. Green white is like a slow Yoshin Dissident build, but my cards in those colors are just not very good. Is Thran Spider still good here, right? Making the Power Stone so I can play all this stuff is good. I guess the real question is it worth playing a Mind's Eye? I already have Visions of Phyrexia, and they're kind of similar cards. They're both cards that don't affect the board. I wonder if I should be playing a Supply Drop over the Sibling Rivalry. Maybe. Or over Soul Guide Lantern. Card doesn't really do much for my deck. It's just a cantrip. Well, I could play a Mindworker too, just to have more creatures in play, but it's pretty weak. Yeah, I'm just being too aggressive at that point. But I'm not aggressive enough. I don't have the tools for pure aggression, but I don't have the tools for late game winning. It's really tough. But I am playing a decent number of just bad cards in my deck. So if I don't play the Sardian Cliff Stomper, I replace it with weaker 2-drops in black. I don't love that. But I'm only playing 13 creatures. That makes me uncomfortable. Is there a way I can get one more creature in here? I could play Goring Warplow. Sometimes I can play it on 2. It's an okay 6-drop. I keep looking over here like a better creature is going to magically appear. Of course it's not. You're probably all shouting at me about what card I should be playing. I could also splash Hostile Negotiations instead of Sibling Rivalry. Again, it's not really what my deck's looking to do. if I can turn the trench stalkers on, I like that plan. But I don't have any ways to draw extra cards in red-black. Except for Scrapwork, Rager, Mishra, and Soul Guide Lantern. That's only 3. So the Gurgling, and I guess Thrax a Demon. Well, I have 2 Moment of Defiances. Actually, that's quite a bit. Maybe I can build bigger black-red and I have to play less bad cards. Like, I could cut the Sibling Rivalry. I could hopefully cut this card. It's not very good. I think you play Cinder Maw even though it's a non-vote with the deck. And I can cut Supply Drop. Yeah, I can cut the Rock Hunter and the Swift Spear and play... I think the red-black deck when Disfigure is better. I think the mono-red deck's just too low to the ground, not getting there. If I play Moment of Defiances and Trench Stalkers, I think that is a better plan. Yeah, this deck looks much better to me. I think I was playing way too many bad cards in the other deck. Do I even want to play Pendragon Strongbow? I guess I have 2 Excavation Explosions already. That's kind of good enough. I think the Conscripted Infantry is not good enough. I'm still playing 13 creatures, but that's okay because the cards I am playing work much better with each other. I think actually I could cut Raise to the Ground. I have a lot of other removal. And I draw a lot of cards here. I have a few creatures on 3. I mean, on 2. I always find Goring Warplow unimpressive. Maybe I just should be playing Rock Hunter instead. Or, I could also cut Blitz Automaton. Or Heavyweight Demolisher. Demolisher is pretty good with Power Stones, though. And it's pretty good with Moment of Defiance, which we have 2 of. I don't know about having 2 of this card. Maybe I should just cut one of those and call it good. Because then I could still have... I could play the Soul Guide Lantern. I have Mutt plus Lantern, so I could shave a land. The only expensive cards I have are these ones. I actually have Unleashed Shells too. I kind of want to be playing 17 lands. But again, I can't really cut another creature. I'm playing 13 as is. And I want to get on board. I think this is good. The Power Stone Fracture is pretty awkward in this deck. I don't have really anything I want to sacrifice. I guess I have I have a couple Power Stones I could sacrifice later. I could also cut Goring Warplow. I think that card is not great. Or I cut a 3-drop. The Blitz Automaton's not great in this deck either. It's only okay. Probably my worst creature. Because I do kind of want things to do on 2 mana. I have a lot of 3-drops. And then our plan is Trench Stalker at that point. I guess if we're playing Trench Stalkers, I should probably be playing Mishra. And then I could cut the Soul Guide Lantern. So I think it's just good. I could cut Pendragon Strongbowls. But that card just has really good rate. I don't know, this is tough. Yeah, maybe just the Soul Guide Lantern. I think it's just a little bit anemic. It's good with the Trench Stalkers, but Mishra is also good with those. And can loot away like extra lands once I get to that mana. Basically, being able to trigger this every turn is super good. For obvious reasons. And I have a decent amount of removal, so I think the hostile negotiations allows us to play the 1-for-1 game pretty well. Same with Visions of Phyrexia, so we're more of like a red-black mid-range control deck. And trying to outvalue our opponents. And winning with Trench Stalkers and Heavyweight Demolisher. I think that is fine. I think it's a lot better than our other plan when we looked at the mono-red deck. And if our deck is slower, it makes the Goring Warplow a little better. It's a card I'm not a fan of, but I think it's still fine. I think Mind's Eye is still a little too bad. I have a lot of 5-drops, though I do like the possibility of curving into it, because I do have the 2 Excavation Explosions and the Thran Spider. But I already have 2 strict like card drawing cards that are a lot better than Mind's Eye. So I think I can go overboard with that effect. And again, it doesn't trigger Trench Stalkers. That's the biggest knock against it. Is 9/8 the correct split? I guess I have 3 double red cards, so probably. Do I want to be playing a Rock Hunter instead of Goring Warplow? You know what? Maybe I do. I think it's a better card. Also, Gurgling Anointer is much better with having actual 2-drops rather than Goring Warplow. They're going to make that switch. I've been impressed with this card. I think it just does enough. There's a lot of flying creatures that you want to deal with. I think having one of these is good. Though maybe it's not, but at least a blowouts. If I'm always going to be behind, then the Moment of Defiance... Like, if I have a lot of removal, Moment of Defiance loses a lot of value. But it's such a huge swing with the Trench Stalkers and just one other creature. It really could be anything. That I think it's probably worth the slot. But again, we're only playing 13 creatures. Maybe Moment of Defiance should be something else. Pretty tough build. Or I could take a weaker creature and play Philagi Chain Dancer, which is a better card with Moment of Defiance. I don't think that's good either, though. The only problem I see with this card is when I play my games, I have a lot of creatures with low toughness, so it's not going to be very good on those. And it'll trigger the Trench Stalker, but you don't want to target the Trench Stalker with your Moment of Defiance. You want to target a different creature. But I guess it lets me attack smaller things into bigger things. So then effectively we're just 1-for-1ing at a loss of tempo, but we gain the life back. And it does trigger the Anointer. It's good with that, obviously. And it can still be good with Trench Stalker if they double block and have exactly 5 power on it. So I think it still earns a slot. It's just a little more awkward than it looks. It's also insane with this card, because it just basically wins you the game. All right, that's going to be the deck. Let's give it a try. All right, we're on the draw. This hand is pretty slow. Thran Spider also could speed them up, which is a little bit scary. That being said, it's still a keep, I think. There's our Rock Hunter. Definitely better than a Goring Warplow right now. They're playing... we're playing the mirror. Alright, we're gonna play a Thran Spider. And just keep passing. I think because we have hostile negotiations, I think the longer this goes, the better. Thran Spider also makes a longer game go better, because you have the mana sink. We did enable their Rager right there. We did enable their... 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 Ra Alright, I think we just pass, and then we have hostile negotiations up. And moment of defiance if we need it. Yeah, it's a card. Which would we rather have? I don't really... I guess... this is the better pile. But the other pile's pretty weak, so I think they're going to give me the face-up pile. If I showed Mountain Disfigure, they're definitely giving it to me. Alright, let's get this Trench Stalker down. We are going to have to kill that Mishra at some point. Unfortunate. Play this. And then set up for our Dragon Engine maybe. I think we still discard land. This is a late game, so we're probably going to draw some eventually anyways, and we don't have more uses for them. Just going to slam the engine even though they know about it. Next turn. Because it does demand an answer. I guess they're trying to set up... Well, if they have Whirling Strike... I'm going to have to double block this anyways. So if I'm going to double block it, I should block like... so. To play around Moment of Defiance. And then I could block like this. If they Whirling Strike here, they get me. But I don't get blown out by Moment of Defiance on any block here. And if they have a trick, they have to use it here, I think, to be able to win the combat. Otherwise, I eat both of these, and they can win with the Mishra here. But then the other creatures have just traded off, so... yeah, this looks like good blocks. If they have another one, I'm in trouble. Alright, I'm in trouble. I did kind of have it all. And... I am dead on board if I play Pelagi Dragon Engine, which is pretty awkward. I can block and take 8. I guess just play this and then Unleash Shell on the... Dang, that is so awkward. And they're going to start eating my graveyard with the Harvester. Kind of had everything line up perfectly this game. This is why I was saying the Moment of Defiance is kind of awkward. Because we're not actually that aggressive, so it's hard for us to be ahead at all times. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I am going to Moment of Defiance and gain some life. That one's a problem. That one's also a problem. Well, I have 3 removal spells. And I can actually kill all 3 of those problems. So I guess I should. First I... Oh, I can't actually. I'm 1 short, because I can't pay for these with Power Stones. But the problem is, Pendragon Strongbow is just going to kill me. Ashnod is also just going to kill me. I could unearth this, and then sacrifice it. Ooh, that's a good one. So now I could... I have 3 removal spells. So as long as I kill the Power Stone Fracture, the Mishra, kill that first. Then we hit this one. Kill that one. And we're semi-stable now, so... Okay. It was really bad, and now... we're kind of okay, actually. Wow. That was a good draw. We're gonna take 3, and I can block. Oh, they didn't attack with the other 2? That's very strange. I kind of need to draw like a big whammy here. Not really what I'm looking for. How much can I pump this turn? I can pump 5. I think it's better to wait till I have 1 more creature to stabilize. Because I have this Unleashed Shell, and I don't really want to kill the Rager. There we go, so now I can attack. Yeah, this way, like, I waited a turn, but I didn't trade damage. If the game goes long, it favors me, I think. That's something I can kill. I probably want to bait the attack with the Unleashed Shell. Though it's kind of obvious I have it if I hold up exactly the mana for Unleashed Shell, but that's fine. Because then if they try to attack with everything, then... Like, also, if they... Ooh, that's a good play. Yeah, it just represents lethal damage. I will kill this one. If I attack, I think that's bad for me. I'm just going to play this and pump everything. Well, do I have lethal? I have 10 mana here, so that's 5 pumps. So I'm just short. Do I want to play around Sibling Rivalry off the top? What would they steal? I guess if they stole Strongbow, I would die anyway, so there's no reason to hold back mana. I think I just tap out completely. Alright, well, I'm ahead, but there's cards that could kill me, I think. Definitely need to block. That was a close one. Alright, match 2. Yeah. We even have the combo. We get the Power Stones with the Thraxodemon, sack them to pump up the Anointer. Is this not the same matchup, right? Impulse? I don't think we just played them. But maybe. More black-red, huh? I think we just trade... Maybe not. If I can just kill that, then... The Thraxodemon is so good. Yeah, I think actually I'm going to take the damage. Like, it's going to gain me the life back later with the Trench Stalker. That's pretty scary. Basically have to kill every single thing they play now. That being said, I do have 2 more removal spells. And I can make them waste 5 mana with the Unleash Shell. I think if we Scrapwork Mutt to discard our land here, that's going to trigger the Anointer, and we can Explosion the Juggernaut. Kind of can't ever tap out for the Trench Stalker because of the Helm. But I think we might have enough pressure anyways. Okay. I mean, if they don't play anything here, then yeah, we can just play a Trench Stalker. Removal decks. I mean, it's good we didn't trade with the Thraxodemon based on the fact that they haven't really had that many threats. We were able to pressure with this before they draw the bigger ones. Alright, nice. What do I think about this on the draw? It is pretty bad. My deck is kind of slow, though. I only have a few 2-drops. So I think if I draw into like a 3-drop with this hand, it's fine. Obviously in draft, you mulligan, but also I wouldn't be in the situation in draft. I don't think. None of these cards really go well together. I think in sealed, it's hard to mulligan a hand like this. I have to get a little lucky. But if I draw like a 3-drop into a 4-drop land, then I can hostile negotiations, and then I'm pretty stable from there. It is a risk. But I could just mulligan into a non-functional hand, because my deck wants a lot of mana. If I was an aggro deck and I had all the top end of my curve here, then that might be a different story. But that's not the case. I really need a 3-drop here. Well, I did get a 3-drop. It's not the one I really want to draw, but Scrapbook Rage is going to turn into a 2/4, which helps stabilize. If they kill the Gurgling Anointer, the 2/2 Scrapwork Rager is also going to do a lot of work. Just blocking. So we're gonna be pretty stable next turn, as long as the Rager comes down. Then I can crawl back into the game with my Trench Stalker. Oh, they're not pumping the automaton, they're discarding Arms Race? Jeez, they went deep. Okay, so we have our 5th land, that's good. That's gonna be a problem later. Just have to be careful to kill them before it matters. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play the Trench Stalker. If it resolves, I can attack. I'm more willing to trade damage and play riskier because the altar puts a giant pressure on the time of the game, not necessarily my life total, but my library total. So if they kill the Trench Stalker, then I did take an extra 3 that turn. However, ooh, interesting. Is it worth giving them a Power Stone token? I think yes, because I might be able to get the Demolisher online. So we're trying to kill them quickly. So let's just play this, and I can go for the throat any non-artifact spell. And yeah, they get to alter me, but I get to keep attacking. Oh, they have an artifact spell that dodges Unleash Shell. That's pretty unlikely, but here we are. That's a huge problem. What if I just discard the Demolisher to get Strongbow into play? Basically, I could get them for 8 if I do that. And I get to draw a card right now. Helps me go wider. And I'm drawing another card. Game's kind of insane. If I can crash in for 8, I have 7 right now, then they'll be at 7, and then I've almost won from there. Notably, if I attack and try to Unleash Shell... Okay, so what do we do here? I guess I can triple block. If they have a removal spell and they hit the Pendragon, then I lose everything. That's... I guess that is pure disaster. No, maybe it's better to just take the damage. Because we have the Unleash Shell for when they go to block with it. Do I want to sacrifice anything? I don't think so. Ooh, that helps too. The question is, when they untap, do I just go to damage? This represented them having a trick, so I think we let them untap, we go to damage, and then I can Unleash Shell from there. And do I hold anything back? Probably not. I think I'm going to let them block, and then I am going to trade for their creature. I'm just going to say okay to this. The downside of going to damage here is that the Unleash Shell gets countered by Altered Dementia, whereas if I do this beforehand, it deals the 2 and then they trade. But if they have like a go for the throat, I need to deal the damage first. I think overall this is better. And we're 1 away from just winning the game straight up with Heavyweight Demolisher. 1 mana away. So maybe we should just go for it. Alright everyone, I forgot to hit record again. So anyways, what's happened here is we've had a really slow game where we basically just traded resources the entire time. Our opponent has basically killed everything we've played, and we've killed everything they've played, and now we're at this kind of awkward crossroads. Yep. I think we're supposed to unleash Shell now. Although maybe not. I'm not really winning that race, and this already holds off the 3-2. So I think I'm just gonna wait. Oh, deck. We did exile 2 more. No, we didn't exile 2 more lands. I guess we've drawn so many cards that it makes sense that this is going on. If we still have 4 lands left, those 14 cards. That's scary. Okay. If they have Loran's Escape, it's a big problem. I mean, they know I have this Unleash Shell. I think I have to take the damage. I take 3 trample, 4, so I go to 3. I don't have another way to kill their dragon, so I just have to take the damage and hopefully draw a creature. If they're making this play so that I kill the dragon instead and they have Excavation Explosion for my face, then well done, but I can't actually play around Excavation Explosion at this point. So I have to draw something here. Not it. Still need to draw something. That is good, but kind of awkward that I had to use my Rager to draw into it rather than just playing it and getting the lifelink the next turn, because I can't really attack with it. So, problematic. Alright, they can't attack and I can't attack, but I actually can attack as a strongbow. I need to end this game, so I'm gonna apply pressure. They're probably thinking, hey, do I have another spell here to help draw a card? Because they can't really race the Trench Stalker, but what choice do they have here? Yeah, they gotta just take the damage. Okay, we are close to having lethal, but anything off the top from them can kill us too. That is extremely scary. Come on, deck. Ooh. So Scrapwork Mutt. Discard Mountain. Oh, I shouldn't have discard. I should have held a land beforehand because of this combo. It ends up not costing us, but that could have been bad. If I do that and attack with everything, I go to 6. Yeah, I don't get another lifelink trigger off this next turn, but I'm applying so much pressure now that I think it's worth it. And I might draw into another spell. Now we attack with everything, play the Anointer. close one, but that turn was huge. Let's attack. Whew. Okay. Now, drew almost all my lands, and so did my opponent, so that was just like the top deck war. Yeah, again, a little slow on the draw. Our deck is a little awkward. Sometimes we have trouble catching up to what our opponent is doing. But I guess they're kind of slow too. I'll back pressure. Good one. Ooh, so we just want to trade as much as possible because we have Visions of Phyrexia. So we want to make this game as not about tempo as possible. That is an insane combo. Well, anyways, I think I need to get this down because otherwise they first strike us, go to 19, then we go to 9, then we go to 8, then we go to 4. So I can't just take 16 damage. So I'm going to have to jump with the Strongbow. But I do want this Visions of Phyrexia in play. Maybe I'll draw my Disfigure or some cheap way to interact with the Thresher, because it's really awkward with my hand. But I could Power Stone Fracture the Combat Thresher if I need to. Double Strike Quietus Spike is quite the card. I mean, maybe it's right to just take 16 there, but I don't think so. Too easy for them to out-tempo us. Alright, so we can Cindermaw. Cindermaw and Power Stone Fracture. Combat Thresher. I guess if they can remove the Cindermaw and equip, that's pretty good for them. Yeah, I'm going to take a ton of damage. Players can't gain life, huh? I kind of just want to play the Trench Stalker. If they have more removal, then I go to 7, and then I go to 3. But then I can just kill everything they do from that point. I think not playing my card is bad. They did bottom both also. This card's kind of hard to deal with. Like, unless they just have a ton of prison sentences here, or a ton of, you know, all answer removal. Alright, well, kill everything they play for the rest of the game. The plan. Moment of Defiance and Giant Cindermaw. This being locked down is super awkward. I think we just go for the Throat the Thraxidemon here. I can't really spot them a token right now because, or I'm gonna play the Thran Spider. But if I give them a token and they can just draw it off Thraxidemon, that's a good way for me to lose the game. I gotta get this Heavyweight Demolisher online. I did say that this is a Nombo in my deck. Unfortunately, I don't really have any other ways to sacrifice it. I don't think. And multiple bodies with quite a spike. Problem. So I'm gonna have to trade a real card for the 1/1. I think I need to play this Mishra. Oh, but then I can't play Trench Stalker 2. Never mind. Do I just play the Demolisher and then... I can block. Yeah, we just gotta get this game over with. Which is the opposite of what I said earlier. Now if they have a removal spell, I am just about dead. I can 2-turn kill them though with the Heavyweight Demolisher, given Moment of Defiance and Unleash Shell. So I might be able to like 8 them, 2 them, and then 10 them. So the game's closer to being over than it looks like. If they move the spike over, then I can trade with the spider. But then it is kind of awkward. Alright, no attacks. Yeah, they should have done that first. Because now I get to Unleash Shell. I get to Unleash Shell on the 1/1. I can't Unleash Shell the 3/1 because then they can unearth it and then... I think. It's, well, if I hit the 3/1, then they're gonna have that plus, like, they're gonna have extra blockers is the problem. I think I just need to hit the 1/1, hope they don't draw a creature, and or hope they don't draw a removal spell and win from there. I need to just kill my opponent. All right, ball's in your court. Please don't have the removal spell. So yeah, they need 3 blockers here. They could also just not play any creatures, then I can't Unleash Shell. But then I can go for the Moment of Defiance, which I'm definitely going to do. And if it fails, I can play Mishra to block. But it was pretty likely to succeed. Thing is, they would have already killed my creature if they could have, so... Again, with the awkward hands, can't mulligan this, though. It's so powerful, the Anointer Mishra combo. And then we have Visions of Phyrexia. All I need is one more land. I can land Mishra to discard Demolisher to get Visions online. I think I'm going to go for throw that. Because my hand is so... my hand is so dependent on, like, grinding. I think just trading is good. Not like this. Him too, huh? Okay. Really need a land. Definitely blocking. Alright, deck land. I'm gonna play Mishra. And then we're gonna get our visions online, and we're gonna start drawing extra cards every turn. Kind of a weird attack. But I guess that's fine. I'm just gonna attack then and play visions. Yeah, that makes sense. Excellent. Play the Anointer. And do I play Philagi Dragon Engine too? The thing is, if I play Demolisher, then it's better to just have the Dragon Engine online. I'm basically drawing so many cards that I think I just want to use all my mana. I'm probably not going to have another chance to do that for several turns because I have just so much going on. And this can perfectly use any extra mana I have every single turn. Kind of awkward. I don't really want to give them a Power Stone. So I'm probably not going to play that. I think I'm just going to Strongbow, attack, and pump. Although, I don't know, just not playing a 2-4 on this board is... feels like a giant mistake too. And it lets me play my heavyweight Demolisher. Yeah, now I should be playing the creature. Like, it helps them, but it also helps me quite a bit. So if I scrapwork Mutt away the hostile negotiations, I don't need that card. It's gonna mill me so fast that I think I'd rather get rid of it and then visions. Then I can attack with both my flyers. If they block, I can Excavation Explosion. So attack like this. It looks like a pretty obvious attack. And now I can pump once and then Explosion. And I don't have to use my Unleash Shell in their 2-4. Now our Strongbow also is especially strong. That's a lot of Swiftgear Drakes. What if I attack with everything? I can Moment of Defiance. And then play Heavyweight Demolisher. Seems pretty good. They'll get a Power Stone token, but the entire board will be clear, and I'll deal a ton of damage. Urza Silex costs 7 total to use. But then the Gurmag will, the Gurgling Anointer will bring something back, so that's okay too. Alright, I gotta do a lethal check. I don't think we're quite there yet, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 14, 15, 16. Oh, I think I actually do just have lethal. Because I can, let's see. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, I have lethal. Okay. Back this. Oh, plus the extra one from this. Actually, just have lethal on board. Well, Pendragon Strongbow. Pretty good card. That's why you gotta count. Because sometimes it's just lethal. Pretty good hand. We're going on with Teething Wormlet. It's a little less good. But I can kill that. We can't grow it to a 4/4 fast enough for me to not be able to kill it. That being said, I mean, they are applying pressure. Right. Let's kill their creature before it gets out of control. I assume that's better than playing a 4/3 here. So maybe it's not. Actually, maybe playing 4/3 is good here. The reason I say that is if they have Gaia's Gift, Excavation Explosioning is really bad there. Whereas, if they attack into me and have Gaia's Gift, that's fine, and then I can Excavation Explosion after. If they have Gaia's Gift plus another spell, it could be bad. I don't really want to attack because I could still easily have Gaia's Gift. I think I'm just going to play Rager and say go. They have so much mana up. Well, they just pass priority every single time. I could attack for 4, but then if they play any artifact, they can attack into me, so it just tells me that I can probably explosion freely next turn, them basically just passing through their turn. Alright, I'm gonna go for this pre-combat. It'll tell us a lot. Alright, so we can attack. Means their hand is probably full of some pretty beefy spells or removal spells or something. I imagine big creatures. Well, alright then. I'm gonna just play this. It's large and in charge. Okay, but I have the bigger thing coming next turn. They're attacking. That's kind of interesting. Maybe I attack for 4 and then just play the 5/5 flyer. If that goes poorly, I can still block. And have removal for like a different blocker. I don't want to just like attack with both. Get my Dragon Ninja killed and like lose to Giant Growth or something. So maybe that's too defensive. I mean if they do kill the Dragon Engine though, I can attack with a Cindermon a future turn, and the Moment of Defiance will be good. I think I'm in a decent spot if this game goes short or long. And this is just a little bit of a safer play. It doesn't just lose to removal plus Giant Growth. Not that Giant Growth would really be a card they're playing in their deck, I don't think. But yeah, preserving my life total when I have hostile negotiations is just a good idea. If they had Epic Confrontation, they would have played it as a 5/4. And then hit my Dragon Engine. I am gonna block this one, I think. There's the Gaia's Gift. But now, I think we have lethal. Oh, good times. That, and then Moment of Defiance. And we have it. That's not the one you want to block. I didn't actually need anything right here, because it's 3 trample plus 2. So that's interesting. Yeah, Cindermon's gonna stop that. Alright, well, didn't actually need anything. It has been a day of trying to qualify. This run was relatively easy in the sense that I didn't face a bunch of bombs. And every other run was very, very difficult. So, I don't know. Sometimes it's just the way the seals go. I thought this was one of my weaker decks, honestly. But I guess I just had a ton of removal. And the Visions of Phyrexia and like that plan actually worked out. Good thing we didn't go for that mono red deck I first saw. And 2 Excavation Explosions. Yeah, I mean, we just killed everything and then played a good control game. So, yeah, it worked out. Pretty cool. All right, everyone. On to day 2.